Welcome back to Stoic Albums. Today, we're diving into a truth most people never understand. Why Sigmas always seem to have no one. Not because they are weak, not because they are unworthy, but because their path is carved in silence. Point number 1. Sigmas choose solitude. They don't suffer it. One of the biggest misunderstandings about Sigma personalities is the idea that they are alone because they are unwanted or ignored. But the truth is completely different. Sigmas choose solitude. They don't run away from people. They simply walk toward peace. This choice is powerful, and it shows just how strong they are inside. A Sigma prefers to be alone because that is where they feel most like themselves. When they are by themselves, they don't have to pretend, perform, or adjust their personality to fit anyone else's expectations. They can think clearly, breathe freely, and move at their own rhythm. For a Sigma, solitude is not punishment, it is freedom. Many people spend their lives chasing crowds, attention, and approval. But Sigmas are different. They don't need noise to feel alive. They don't need validation to feel valuable. They trust their own judgment. They listen to their inner voice, and they follow their own path even when others don't understand it. This is why Sigmas often appear to have no one. They disconnect from people who drain their energy. They distance themselves from drama, gossip, and fake friendships. They leave relationships that feel shallow or controlling. Instead of forcing connections, they choose peace over company, truth over popularity, and authenticity over comfort. And although some might think this makes the Sigma lonely, the opposite is true. When a Sigma is alone, they are recharging, learning, creating, and planning their next steps. Their solitude sharpens their mind and strengthens their character. It helps them evolve into the strongest version of themselves. So yes, Sigmas walk alone, but not because they are weak or abandoned. They walk alone because they enjoy the quiet power of choosing themselves first. Point number 2. Sigmas don't trust easily, and that makes their circle almost empty. Another powerful reason why Sigmas often have no one is because they don't trust people easily. Trust for a Sigma is not something that is given quickly. It's something that must be earned slowly, through actions, honesty, and consistency. And because very few people meet these standards, the Sigma's circle naturally becomes extremely small, sometimes empty. Sigmas have a sharp, observant mind. They notice the little things. The fake smiles, the mixed intentions, the hidden jealousy, the silent competition. Most people ignore these warning signs, but a Sigma sees them clearly. Instead of pretending everything is fine, they quietly distance themselves. They would rather protect their peace than keep someone around who might later betray them. They have also learned from experience. Sigmas are often the kind of people who have been used, underestimated, or taken for granted in the past. These experiences shape them. They become careful, selective, and private. They build emotional walls not out of fear but out of wisdom. They know that trusting the wrong person can cost their mental peace, energy, and even their future. Because of this, they don't open up easily. They don't share their dreams, secrets, or weaknesses with just anyone. They wait. They observe. They test people's loyalty without saying a word. And when someone fails that silent test, the Sigma simply disappears without drama. This makes people think Sigmas are cold or distant. But the truth is, Sigmas just value real connections over temporary ones. They want depth, not convenience. They want loyalty, not attention. They want honesty, not nice words. So yes, Sigmas may seem like they have no one, but it's because they'd rather be alone than surrounded by people they cannot trust. Point number 3. Sigmas are too deep for most people, and that pushes others away. One of the strongest reasons Sigmas often end up with no one is because their mind and personality are simply too deep for most people to handle. Sigmas think differently, feel differently, and observe the world in a way that many people cannot understand. Their depth sets them apart, and that difference often separates them from others. Most people prefer surface-level conversations, simple ideas, and easy entertainment. They enjoy small talk, gossip, trends, and predictable patterns. But a Sigma? They crave depth. They enjoy real conversations that explore life, purpose, emotions, psychology, and the truth behind human behavior. They're not interested in pretending or entertaining empty discussions. Because of this, people often misinterpret sigmas. They think the sigma is too serious, too intense, or too complicated. But the reality is that the sigma's mind works on a level that requires emotional intelligence, honesty, and curiosity, qualities many people avoid because they demand vulnerability. Sigmas also feel deeply. When they care with their whole heart. When they love with rare loyalty. When they connect with meaning. But deep emotions scare many people. They prefer relationships that are easy, light, and temporary. A sigma's intensity exposes the cracks in others, so they quietly step back. This depth also means sigmas can sense lies, fake behavior, and hidden intentions instantly. Most people don't like being seen so clearly, so they withdraw. They feel exposed, judged, or insecure around a sigma's quiet intelligence. In the end, sigmas don't have many people around them not because they are unlovable, but because very few people can match their emotional depth, intellectual strength, or inner clarity. Sigmas aren't too much. They're just deeper than the average mind is ready to understand. Point number 4. Sigmas refuse drama, and that makes people leave them. Another powerful reason sigmas often end up with no one around them is because they refuse drama. They don't tolerate chaos, games, or emotional manipulation. While most people seem to enjoy conflict, gossip, and attention-seeking behavior, the sigma wants nothing to do with it. Their peace is priceless, and they will protect it at any cost. Sigmas value calmness, clarity, and emotional maturity. They walk away the moment they feel unnecessary tension, dishonesty, or manipulation. Instead of arguing endlessly, they choose silence. Instead of fighting for attention, they choose distance. Instead of trying to fix toxic people, they choose to save their energy. And this quiet, disappearing act confuses people. Many individuals cannot understand why the sigma suddenly stops answering calls, stops socializing, or stops participating in drama-filled groups. They assume the sigma is cold, rude, or antisocial. But the truth is much simpler. Sigmas don't want relationships that drain them. A sigma knows that drama destroys focus, wastes time, and steals emotional strength. And because the sigma is always working on personal growth, goals, and inner peace, they simply don't have space for dramatic people in their lives. This creates a natural separation. Dramatic people lose interest in the sigma because they don't get the reaction they want. Toxic people feel uncomfortable because the sigma doesn't play along. And those who crave attention feel ignored because the sigma doesn't feed their ego. So slowly, people drift away. They leave on their own, not because the sigma pushed them, but because the sigma refused to participate in emotional chaos. In the end, the sigma stands alone. But this solitude isn't sadness. It's protection. The people who leave make space for better, healthier, and more genuine connections. And the sigma keeps moving forward, stronger and lighter than before. Point number 5. Sigmas walk alone to grow stronger. One of the most important reasons sigmas often appear to have no one is because they walk alone intentionally to grow stronger. Unlike most people who rely on others for guidance, motivation, or validation, sigmas rely on themselves. They understand that true strength and wisdom come from self-reliance, not from the opinions or presence of others. When a sigma is alone, they are not lonely. They are observing, learning, and planning. They use solitude to understand life, reflect on their choices, and grow their mind and spirit. Every challenge they face alone becomes an opportunity to become wiser, calmer, and more capable. This is the secret behind their quiet confidence and inner power. Walking alone also helps sigmas avoid distractions. Most people are drawn into meaningless drama, shallow conversations, or toxic relationships. A sigma avoids these traps. They know that surrounding themselves with the wrong energy can slow their progress or cloud their judgment. So they prioritize their goals, their vision, and their mental peace above everything else. This journey alone also strengthens their character. Sigmas learn patience, discipline, and emotional control. They don't seek approval or recognition from others. They become resilient, adaptable, and fearless. And when they finally do connect with the right people, it is on their own terms, deep, meaningful, and lasting. So when you see a Sigma standing alone, know this: they are not broken, rejected, or unloved. They are choosing growth over comfort. They are choosing strength over temporary companionship. They are becoming the person they need to be, without relying on anyone else to hold them up. In the end, Sigmas walk alone not because they must, but because they understand that their solitude is their greatest teacher, their shield, and their superpower. So if you're a Sigma watching this, remember something: you don't walk alone because you're empty. You walk alone because you're full of potential, full of truth, full of a destiny that others can't follow. This is Stoic Albums. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Sigma psychology, Stoic wisdom, and silent power.